Individual AI experiments at companies are failing to deliver real value. A shocking 85% of customer service issues at Salesforce are now handled without any human intervention. But getting there wasn't about giving everyone ChatGPT access.
That's a surprising shift from what we've been hearing about AI democratization. What's really going on here?
Well, here's the thing. While personal AI experiments can help people learn, they're usually completely unstructured and unmeasured. Companies are investing heavily, but not seeing the bottom line impact because these scattered efforts don't scale effectively.
So, what's the alternative approach that's actually working?
The data shows companies need to pivot to what they're calling enterprise-aligned deployments. Think large-scale systems that can be used across entire organizations. Johnson & Johnson made this exact move earlier this year when they realized their individual experiments weren't delivering measurable value.
Hmm. What kind of projects did they prioritize instead?
They focused on just four strategic areas: drug development, HR policy access, sales rep communications with physicians, and supply chain risk management. But here's what's really fascinating. Look at what Coca-Cola is doing with AI. They're creating 10,000 different versions of marketing content across 180 countries in 130 languages.
That's an incredible scale. But implementing something like that must be incredibly complex.
You're right. And that's exactly why many companies struggle. The challenge isn't just technical, it's about completely transforming how data flows through an organization. Take Northwestern Mutual's approach. Before building their AI knowledge assistant, they had to completely restructure how they handled their internal data.
How are companies managing such a massive organizational change?
Let me tell you about Accenture's fascinating approach. Their marketing department created 14 custom AI agents, but before touching any AI, they did something really smart. They had their entire team examine and question all their workflows. Their chief marketing officer said something really striking. If we don't do this groundwork first, we're just going to accelerate chaos.
And did that preparation actually pay off?
Absolutely. They're now bringing campaigns to market 25 to 35% faster. But here's the key insight. Success required fundamentally changing how teams collaborate. It's not like traditional IT projects anymore. Business teams can't just hand over requirements and walk away.
Tell me more about how that collaboration actually works in practice.
Well, JetBlue's Bluebot system is a perfect example. They created this clear structure where tech teams built the infrastructure, while business units took ownership of their specific data and use cases. They even elevated key decisions to C-suite level to ensure everything stayed strategically aligned.
So, what's the next frontier for companies that master this transition?
The next wave is what they're calling agentic AI, even more autonomous systems. Salesforce's approach here is fascinating. They started super small with just 200 users, then gradually scaled up while constantly monitoring and adjusting. Now they've reached that 85% automation rate I mentioned earlier.
Looking ahead, what should companies focus on to succeed with these enterprise AI systems?
It really comes down to two critical elements: getting your data infrastructure right and fundamentally changing team collaboration. Companies need to start mapping their data flows, identifying gaps, and creating clear ownership structures. But they also need to foster this new kind of partnership between business and tech teams.
Sounds like we're witnessing a real turning point in how AI gets implemented in business.
That's exactly right. The companies that will succeed aren't necessarily the ones with the most advanced technology. They're the ones that can transform their organizational structure and mindset to support these enterprise-wide systems. It's a complete paradigm shift in how we think about AI in business.